Evening, everybody. Brad, how's it going? Tonight, happy 4th of July to everybody in the States. Right after me, Ted will be on. I misspelled weathering on that. I'll fix that after. The QR code for him's up in the left-hand corner. And it was another rainy one here today. So tonight, I will be doing my buddy Tom, Ray from Around the Layout Podcast, and we got Butch Eiler doing some modeling, and some random dude. This guy's part of the way done. He's already got the shading done on his face and everything. Switch over to the Ultra goggles. And I'm going to try a different camera view to see if I can do it without smashing the thing a bunch of times. It's right over top of my arm, but it might be a little bit easier to see. Somewhere right about there. Now I'm really going to have to pay attention whether I'm on camera or not. And it's sort of right where I got to look, but we'll figure it out. So this is the 215 that we'll start with. See if these guys, they're not going to stay on there. Hold on a second. Let me clip old Ray off here. He broke his feet off of a different one before. Don't need him having the same fate again. All these figures are from Yelton Models. Put a code up for him in a second. Butch is going to stay where he is. Go through some QR codes here. Yelton Models is up there now. That's where you can get these. There's website, email, Facebook. Great for all the Canadian fellows. And of course, my favorite thing to listen to, Around the Layout Podcast. All right, back to the task. So this is oil paint. We're going to just put it on and then pull it back off in a little bit. I wasn't originally going to do the fourth guy, but while I'm painting him, that'll give the oils a chance to dry out a bit. And Ray, stay put. There we go. Dan, how's it going? Bobby, welcome in. I might paint the drone. We'll see how time goes. I don't want to get into Ted's time. But yes, this is Ray flying a drone, so there is a drone that comes with that figure. I have it off to my right, safe in its little container. There's Tom, he's done. And Mr. Butch. And again, we're not worried about kind of where, well, we're worried about getting the paint on where it needs to go, but I'm not worried about it going where it doesn't need to be because we're gonna paint them after, which is why I kind of want this. I'll paint this fellow over here while we're waiting for the oil to dry out a little, because acrylic doesn't like to stick on to wet oil, even if it is sort of just like residue. Is that in focus for you guys? Today, how's it going? Todd, welcome in. No, I haven't used, well, I use paint markers. I haven't tried the brush ones yet. Is that in focus or not in focus? I can't tell. Everything's out of focus for me because I've got close up glasses on looking up to the ceiling, to the monitor. Blurry or not blurry? That's the question. Sort of blurry. Ted, I don't know if you want to message Butch and tell him he's getting painted tonight. This one here. Okay, so hopefully you guys don't puke when I do this. Is that better now? Well, that's blurry. Why is my finger in focus? There, that's sort of okay. Might take some messing around. Oh, yeah. And it's sitting there waiting for some more stuff to get done to it. The rest of it's brush painting, so back to Ray. Stephanie, welcome in. How you doing? Damn it, Ray, stay still. So this is mostly just this brush is pretty kicked at this point, but kind of the stiffer the bristles, the is this the right one? Yes, the right one. The stiffer the bristles, the better. Because what you don't want to do is pull out the paint from in the eyes and the kind of the recesses. Try to get some of that off his shirt. That was a bit more than I tried to get on. It's okay. Legs. Yeah, it might be time for a new brush for this. I still haven't done the signs yet. They're sitting here in front of me. Let me put them over here. Put them in front of the locomotive. Well, they just wash out because they're still all white. I'm gonna spray them with a Tamiya white. What do you call it? The primer didn't coat as well as I was hoping. Spray can hang out there. Tommy boy, you're up next. Even easy. Mr. Butch. Good, sir. All right, we'll just set these guys to the back a little bit. Brush a little wipe off. John, how's it going? Welcome. That's the other important part with the wiping it off part is trying to get the excess off in between. And that just wipe it on paper towel. This guy got? He's got a leather coat on. See, leather coat and jeans. Leather coat and jeans. That is going to be one of the clogged ones. Nope. What's this dude got for footwear? Yeah, work boots. Yeah. And this one. And we'll get trusty number 2. This is a number 2 flathead brush. This one's close to the end of its life as well. Now, that being said, I think I painted better part of 40 figures with this brush, and probably with that one I was doing the oil with, I'd be close to about 60 or 70 with that one. So they last a good bit. They take a lot of abuse. Start double boy. Oh, I gotta remember, I don't have quite as vast working area as I normally do with the high overhead. I knew Chris from Go Via or Go Home wasn't going to do a live tonight. I would have come on a bit earlier. We could have got more stuff done. Cut the pants in like so. How far down do they go? All right. Tommy boy, might as well do your jeans while we're at it. You gotta get the inside of his leg. Sorry if you guys can't see that, but it's just the way it's got to be done. Here, Mr. Butch, you're going to be wearing some jeans also. Now, there's the problem. If you get too much of the oil on there, sometimes it'll hide the details. Not permanently, it just makes them harder to see, is all. Just the tricky part getting in the chair. Sort of why the order matters and when you're painting these, because obviously you don't want to paint the chair and then you got to repaint the chair. Ooh, that almost went in the oil thinner. What a shock. Acid wash jeans, yeah, we can do that. We're going to fade all these jeans. It'll be similar to an acid wash, but I've done like JT's got, he's got black jeans with a bit of a fade to them, which is over here. It's like a black jean with the faded out part, so yeah, it'd be similar to that. Thinner brushes, yeah. Um, like these flathead ones, I don't know that I would bother going much smaller than a 2. Um, this is the other one that I use. This is a Tamiya one. This comes in a 3-pack, this particular brush. The brush number is 87048. But there's a 3-pack of Tamiyas that you can get. This is the other one. So this, it wouldn't be a bad pack to get. I don't have the package right now. I'll look it up. So this one's pretty close to that number 2 that I'm using. And then the other one it comes with is this one. This says it's a number 2, but a different number 2. That's a big one. There's the 3. I think there's a 3-pack of wood handle and a 3-pack of black handle. You know what the black handle ones. There's the 3 that it comes with. You can pretty much do all the figure stuff other than the oil part with these. There. Get this one back here. And back to the sketchy fella. This dude's getting painted like he's on a rotisserie. I think this might have been the old type of oil paint that I was using, which is like the pre-mix or the mix your own color type of deal. I've got my optometrist made me special glasses with the like a extra magnification in it for doing this. So these aren't the glasses that I can't even get up out of the desk with these on, or I'll just run into shit. But I do have the Vision Aid. They're more of like a glasses than a visor. On Amazon, Vision Aid blue container comes with a bunch of different lenses, all the way up to 3 times, I think, 5. Can't remember. I think it's 3 or 3.5, maybe 5. They do have a little light in them, which is handy. I never even bothered getting like a jeweler's visor because I've got a giant cement head. So I just know it's just going to be like, it'll be nowhere close to useful. All right, sir. You're looking good and sketchy. There we go. Paper towel. Yeah, the light actually works fairly well. It's not that I don't like them, but for on here, I think my glasses are just a little bit easier. What was I going to do? Switch. This will be the little pointy brush. Oh boy. Give you a leather backpack just because we got no, no. Yeah, let's do that. I was going to do a black backpack, but I don't. When it comes to figures, I generally stay away from using black other than maybe shoes. Or I'll do it, but I avoid it when possible. Even this is dark enough for I might have to do the highlight as opposed to the low light. Oh, I just got my 30-minute warning. The straps on the backpack. The small details, I always try and bridge my fingers together. Or else you end up painting the side of their head or something. Once the paint goes on this to me, a brush, it closes up pretty good. No, I didn't rotisserie dead. It's I don't know who. I'm not sure who this guy is. All right, let's do. Oh, I forgot the khaki color. Not a great one though. I need a better one. Let's do this one. If there's a particular color you guys want to know what it is, let me know. Oh, Jim is this guy's Jim. Three. You kind of rotisserie most of them just because once you start painting them, like the blue gum will hold them still for the most part. Like you can leave them and they won't fall over. But when you're doing this, you're kind of pushing them around and whatever. They tend to they'll come off. They just got little tiny feet when they're this big. Make sure you're done. Everybody's got pants on. Yeah, the vision aids are heavy. You definitely know after you like it'll let you know when you've been going for a couple hours at a time. But if you don't have a prescription of some sort, next best thing. I kind of screwed myself by painting Tom's. What color was the coat Tom was wearing when you scanned him for this, Dan? Do you remember by any chance? I kind of pigeonholed myself painting his backpack brown. Oh, I'm painting him over by the paint. I need to be painting him over by the camera. That was not the right color for this hat. The good news is we can just paint over it. It'll probably be about the right color when I'm done. That looks like a old lady sun hat. Shit. Sorry, Ray. However, slightly darker color isn't bad for the underbrim. Nobody will ever probably see that that's painted, but whatever. Great. All right, gray I can do. That's a good one, actually. Yeah, lots of grays. Stonewall gray. Give him a Stonewall gray jacket. Gray's gonna get a red shirt. Actually, Stonewall gray works good because Jim's hat will be the same color. And there's the other thing with painting. Why I don't paint a figure at a time. I try to paint a few figures at a time. Um, Before I started doing this, I would be painting 20 figures at a time. And, a dot of paint, you can do 10 color. Like, if 10 of the figures I was doing had jeans, I could have done all 10 of them with one drop of paint. Ooh, I guessed that right. I had a feeling the hat would stop there somewhere. The good news is you guys can see the figures a lot easier. Bad news is it blocks the light from behind me that I use to see stuff. But we make do. What do you do? I think some of these hats had like this plaid stripes on them. I ain't doing that. No more plaid. Well, we'll start with the light gray and seals. Yeah, I did not paint his shirt first, which could be a mistake, but it could not matter. I just painted his hand. Shit. Here's the downside to acrylic is before I can even get this, try to wipe it off, it'll be, oh, I got it. Usually it's dry before you can get to it. Guess with this light colored coat, he looks less like he's up to no good. Standing at the corner selling prototype photos. Now for the tricky part, which will be the color. We have to. Ooh, buddy. get it? Not really. This is probably the hardest part of any one of these that I'm going to do is the back of his neck between the straps. On the coat. Backpacks, all they look cool on a figure, but man, they're a pain in the you know what. Right in the bullpen. I do. Ted, don't forget to change the chat. Landscape. Turn on the mics. And wear gloves. Chris just reminded me by the glove comment. It's about time for the pre-show checklist. Gray, no. We'll save that gray for yeah, both of these guys have gray hair, so we'll use it for that. Yes, and make sure the microphones are charged. I think Ray usually wears a black shirt. I think I've seen red ATL t-shirts, so that's what he's getting. I think it's a better look on a figure because at the end we do that the wash over the whole thing, and when you do a black wash on a black shirt, it does nothing. Not a thing. Well, actually, it does do something. It increases your drying time, but for no visual purpose. Mind you, the acrylic dry time is so short, anyways. Yeah, I think well, I think I've seen him in red shirts. Usually on the calls, he's got a black shirt. I don't even remember what the other one of these. I think the other one of these I did might have been blue. Hands no. All right. Da-da-da-da. I need this. This work. This is number 70 in this 502 whatever line. Just a dark rust color, which I'm going to paint over that guy's coat. And that gives it that sort of leathery shine kind of look to it. A little small brush. Give Mr. Tom a white shirt as well. Mr. Butch. Back. Do not like painting like the large areas like this with the small brush. The large brush was going to be too large for doing Tom's shirt. Try to go up and away from where you want it to end. It's probably good actually I did this because there's a tight spot right there. If I tried that with that number 2 flat, we would have just painted his arm or his pants. This is the tricky part is getting up between their hands. Working on stuff. Now for the hair, I'm just going to mix a leather brown and the gray that I used for Tom's coat and Jim's hat. And not probably not going to have time to do shoes, but I don't really think anybody needs tips on how to paint shoes. One dab of brown, two dabs of brown, big dab of gray. See how this turns out. Luckily, both Tom and Butch both have good heads of hair, so it's easy to see. Let's go back in and make Tom a little less gray, I think. Don't necessarily fully mix the hair colors completely, so I'm kind of hoping they don't. So they kind of go on separately a little bit, which is wishful thinking, I think, but I see they do. Then it's not like a solid, like the blue on the pants. It's not stark, such a stark color. There's that. Just set that there. 4 minutes. So let's fade some jeans. This is a Amazon, just the smallest dry brush that I've got. Smack the camera straight. Close there. Again, good way to test your dry brush is right on your finger. Yep, that's pretty close. Jim's up first. Go. Tom, you're up next. I think Tom's jeans might be a little closer to those acid wash that you're asking about. Steal a little bit of paint. Back off of there. Just double check on the finger again. For Butch, we're just really going to do just on the knee, sort of. More as like a highlight type of thing. There we go. 2 minutes. All right, Ted, did you go over the checklist? Everything's turned on, charged up, landscape, chat's changed. And I think we'll leave it there. Put Butch back up on the stand. And just a couple finishing little touches kind of on these guys. Shoes are pretty straightforward. At the end of it, I'll do just a NATO black, regular old wash over top of them, just to get down into the crevices and stuff like that. Anyone that hasn't seen Ted's stream yet, there's the QR code up in the corner. I will quickly grab a link for it. Oh. Of course, now's the time that it doesn't come up. We're going to run out of time. Ah, there it is. Share. Copy. Back to here. And paste. And there is the link for Ted's channel. I'm heading there right now. Have a good 4th of July, everybody. Be safe. Have a great night. Later.